Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I told you the relationship between Poland and Ukraine will escalate in the wrong way, and not as a big love story, but a maybe soon to be military altercation. I told you that. I don't know exactly if that's because we have elections in Poland and the current Polish government has to maintain the pressure that we are Poles and we are this and that, we have to do this and that. And you got the other weasel, Donald Tusk, who is trying to be a weasel, more of a weasel than these guys. Because I think these guys in charge of Poland right now are not weasels. I don't think they're weasels. I think they are patriots, but being patriot, that means you love your country. Nationalists, you love your nation. You can do bad stuff in the name of Christianity as you can do in the name of love and in the name of nationalism or patriotism. It's depending how you as an individual go about solving certain things. So what happened now? Needless to say that the Poles, they want to take Lviv and the other region. What was that's name? I always forget. The other one is Lviv or Lvov, and the other one is, let me get it for you so you can see where it's at. Ready? The other one is Lutsk, right here. So this is the region I think Poland will eventually try to take. This is what the Hungarians will try to take. Right here is Hungary. The Slovaks will not take anything. Romanians will not take anything because they are Romanians, and that's not a good thing in this context. So nevertheless, what happened? We have a little problem between the Poles and the Ukrainians, and one of them lies. I mean, we all lie from time to time. We did, and probably we will. They more than us, obviously, because the stakes are higher than ours. So we have here an article where we have a problem between the Ukrainians and the Poles, and they call one another liars. If you're familiar with the situation, there was a little like forum or summit, I would say, where the Ukrainians invited foreign arms industry manufacturing companies from abroad. And the Polish government says its country's largest defense company was not invited to Kiev forum. I wonder why. Well, because Kiev or the Ukrainians try to keep the Poles as much as possible away. Now, Ukraińska Pravda, well, you can, I mean, to be fair, at the beginning of this little thing, the Poles got some concessions from Zelensky Stein. If you remember, they got some economic concessions. They can invest. They could be almost as Ukrainians. They can't be elected or something. It was March, April. It was that last year, not this year, last year. So let's see what's going on here. Who says what? The Polish government has claimed that Poland's largest state-owned defense concern was not invited to the defense industry forum held in Kiev last week. The Ukrainian side says otherwise. So if I say I wasn't invited, the otherwise will mean the Ukrainian says yes, you were. Now, who's lying? It can't be both, right? Like Schwarzenegger. The same here. All right. Details in a block of interviews related to the defense industries forum in Kiev, Sasin said Polska Grupa Zbrojeniowa was not invited as a company. End quote, and I'm quoting, "We have seen many unfriendly steps from Ukraine lately. I'm afraid this is due to the current political interests of the Ukrainian government, which believes that while the campaign is going on in Poland, it is better to establish a partnership with Germany. And Ukraine plays the role of someone who demonstrates that it does not bet on this government, which has advocated for Ukraine and has done so much for Ukrainians, but rather that it would prefer to bet on a change of government in Poland, and this will have poor consequences for Ukraine." Is that a threat? No. Okay, however, Ukrainian ambassador Vasil Zvaric, that sounds like a Serb, Zvarik, anyway, I say Zvaric, told the Polish media that Poland was one of the first countries to receive an invitation to the event. Did you hear of that? Poland. Not the, what was the name of that little thing here? Polska Grupa Zbrojeniowa. See? Poland was, but Poland was like in general, and Poland picked its groups and sent them. Is that how it works? I don't know. We don't know, but it's very interesting that he said Poland was. Anyway, and I'm quoting again, background. The Defense Industry Forum was held in Kiev last Friday. During this event, Zelensky announced, among other things, the establishment of a Defense Industries Alliance. So they will be the hub of making weapons to kill people. All right? They're not going to produce anything. And grain. But grain, from what I heard, is owned by the United States. Al Capone, I heard, has a claw on the pawn with a claw over Ukrainian grain. As far as I... who the hell said that? Who said that? I can't remember who said that. Anyway, you can look on your own and you find out who said it. That actually it's owned by the by the Americans, not by the Ukrainians. That's why they're fighting with Ukrainian grain to be sold on as many markets. Anyway, let's go back here. Following the meeting, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba spoke of a new era for the Ukrainian defense industry. Yeah, okay. Build weapons and food. What else do you need? Nothing. Give me food and the weapon, and I go and I conquer. And they also said that they are ready to do Al Capone's dirty job wherever is needed. They will try to replace the Brits from dying and putting the Ukrainians now. Anyway, that's what they said. I covered it in one of my videos. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So what's going on here again? So who's lying? One of them must be lying. Now what would be the pros and the cons? I don't think the cons, they're both of them cons, but there's a different con artist. Kiev doesn't want Poland involved in its country, in Ukraine. They want to have as less as possible to do with the Poles. And the Poles would like to have as much influence and infiltrate Ukraine as much as possible. Because I told you those, and I showed you those western regions, those must come back to the proud Polish empire, Commonwealth. We'll find out. So yes, we'll see after the elections if the same government stays in power, the same party and so on, if they will come down with the rhetoric, or they just play a game for the electorate to vote. But there was a little threat. There are consequences for this. Just let us be elected again, figure our internal shit, and then we're gonna turn into you. Maybe this gives us a little hint why Poland is arming itself like there's no tomorrow. Remember, Poland is Al Capone's Trojan horse in Europe. Not United Kingdom. United Kingdom is a different kind of agent. But this is the how do you call those guys? The gallows guys? The guy, the executioner? Yeah, that's the guy, the guillotiner. The guillotine, the ones that stays there and whoo, boom, or with the whoo. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.